Hello, students. In this lecture, we will read the poem Enterprise by the writer Nissim Ezekiel. Enterprise is one of the finest lyrics of Nissim Ezekiel, and it was written in the year 1959, and it was published in the same year in the volume The Unfinished Man. The poem is written, it's a short poem, and it has six stanzas of 5 lines each. So, in total, the poem has 30 lines, and Nissim Ezekiel has used the technique of allegory in the poem. So, although it's a poem and the writer conveys us a very simple story, which is very common and all of us can understand that, but the story and the episode have a hidden moral significance also, which applies to all the human beings. This is the technique that we call as allegory, where the setting, the characters, the themes are very clear to us, but there is a inherent meaning, there is an underlying meaning which the writer wants to convey. The same thing goes for the poem Enterprise. Now let's start with the title. As the title says, Enterprise. So the word refers to any purposeful undertaking or any endeavor. Here in the poem, the word refers to a sacred journey, a journey that is taken to a holy place. So, as the story or as the plot of the poem is, that there is a group of people where we also include the poet, and they are all going for a pilgrimage. They are all going, it's a group of people who all are going for a pilgrimage to visit a holy place. When they begin the journey, they all start with lot of hope, courage, and determination. Their minds are also full of noble ideas, and they are out to make some heroic effort which would lead to hope and also some noble achievement. But as they start crossing different stages, the different stages, they test their patience, their unity, their understanding, and slowly when they reach towards their destination, when they finally reach to the destination, they are all full of hopelessness. They are all frustrated, and the journey results in a failure. As many people of the group, they left the group. Some of them some of them had different ideas. So therefore a journey which began with lot of hope, courage, determination, and as a united group resulted actually in a failure. So we will later on understand what is the message, what is the lesson that poet wants to give to us. But let's first start reading the poem. So Ezekiel says it started as a pilgrimage, exalting minds and making all the burdens light. The second stage explored, but did not test the call. Now Ezekiel says that it started as a pilgrimage. So this journey towards the holy place, it started as a pilgrimage. They all gathered together. There was a group of people, including the poet, and they began their journey with exalting minds. Now, exalting minds refers to uplifted spirits, very high spirits. They were all elevated, and they had all hope, determination, and courage to move forward, and making all the burdens light. So he says this positivity which they had in mind before the beginning of the journey made their burdens light. They felt light. They never felt that they are burdened with a job, with a task. Rather, they were all enlightened. Then he says the second stage explored but did not test the call. Now he says the second stage explode. That is what he wants to say is that as the time that they crossed the second stage of this journey, very swiftly, very smoothly, without much difficulties. So they did begin to feel the um, tiredness or exhaustion of the journey, but their hope and courage was something which made them overcome all the fatigue, all the tiredness of the journey. Then he says, explored but did not test the call. The sun beat down to match our reach. Now he says the heat of the sun was also very intense. It was very hot, it was very sunny, and they were all feeling that the sun is shining very brightly, making them very uncomfortable. But it was intense. However, still the travelers they began to feel most uneasy and uncomfortable because of it. They were feeling the discomfort because of the weather. So the heat of the sun was as intense as was their enthusiasm. They were full of enthusiasm in the same way the sun was full of intensity and it was shining brightly. In other words, you can understand that the difficulties of the journey and the enthusiasm of the travelers they were equally balanced at this time, so they did not feel too much discouraged, yet they were continuing with the journey. So he says, we stood it very well, I thought, observed and put down copious notes on things the peasants sold and bought, the way of serpents and of goats, three cities where a sage had taught. Now he says, we stood it very well. That is, the travelers, they were facing the difficulties of the journey, but they stood it very well. They were brave enough, they were courageous enough to go ahead. Then he says, I thought, observed, and put down copious notes. So while on the journey, poet was making some observations and he was noticing certain things which were passing on, and he put down, that is, he was writing down copious notes. Lot of notes the poet was making. Copious is abundant. So he was making lot of notes, abundant notes while he was moving in the journey. He was very observant and he was noticing many things on the journey. On things the peasants sold and bought. Now he says there were different are the farmers, what these farmers were selling and buying. He was making notes about this. Then he says the way of serpents and of goats. He was also making a note. He was also writing notes, observing and writing notes about the habit or the behavior of the creatures like serpents and goats. So while on the journey, he saw certain goats. He saw peasants. He saw serpents, and he was making a note of how these goats and serpents were behaving, and they were. And also about their habits. Then he says, three cities where a sage had taught. Now he says, the travelers, they also passed, the group of travelers, they also passed through three cities where a wise man had delivered philosophical discourses to the people. So he says they crossed a certain city where there was a renowned sage. Sage is a saint, a rishi or a rishi or a muni, you can understand like this. So he says that we crossed this place uh, where three cities met, and a sage taught there. He delivered certain insights, certain philosophical discourses to the people. Then he says, but when the differences arose on how to cross a desert patch, we lost a friend whose stylish prose was quite the best of all our batch. Now he says that, but when the differences arose, so it was the first time that the unity of the group was disturbed, and there was difference of opinions. There were people who had different opinions, different views, and there was a disharmony. And it was about how to cross a desert patch. So, desert patch refers to a sandy area, a land where there was lot of sand. So, this sandy area is, as the poem says, that it's a sandy area, but when we look at it from the point of view of the inherent meaning, so the inherent meaning about this word, this desert patches, that it means a tough problem. It not only means a desert patch, but it means there was a tough problem that these group of people was facing. And uh, when they thought about how to overcome them, so that was the time that there was difference of opinion. People of the group had different opinions about how to solve the problem. Then Ezekiel says, we lost a friend whose stylish prose was quite the best of all our batch. A shadow falls on us and grows. He says we lost a friend. So he says one of the travelers who was in our group, he decided that he will not continue to walk with them, and he he separated himself from the group. He left the group. So this defection actually proves a great loss to the other people, because this person was very good, he was very intelligent, he was a scholar who could write everything in a very stylish prose. So he was very good in writing. So he says we lost the best scholar of the group. And he's in a way he also says that a shadow falls on us and grows. So he says the scholar, the best scholar of the group, he left the group. And he says a cloud, this was something like a cloud seems to have descended upon the others, and this cloud goes on becoming bigger and bigger. So a shadow falls on us. A shadow refers to something bad that has come to us. So he says this was a shadow, this was a small indication that how disharmony has started in the group. And this then started to grow. So, this was the first time when people felt that there was disharmony in the group, and after this, the differences in the group they started to increase. So, the hidden meaning of this particular line here is that the defection of the group, the defection of the actually the most talented man amongst them, uh, was actually like the find that their task has now become very difficult. So one person when left the group, it made other people realize that now it is very difficult to continue. And at this point in their studies and in their researches, their group of intellectuals, they began to feel discouraged. Now was the time that they felt discouraged, and they lost their hope also, because they found that there is one person who has left the group, and the feeling of their incapacity to handle the problems was also now becoming stronger. So they were feeling that there are difficulties to continue the journey. It is not easy journey, it is difficult now. And how people left the group, that made them realize this. Then Ezekiel says another phase was reached when we were twice attacked and lost our way. So he says another phase was reached when we were twice attacked. So they moved to the next stage of the journey, and the travelers were attacked twice in their efforts to save themselves from being robbed and killed. They even lost their way. So they were attacked probably by some people who tried to uh, take away some money or some things from them. So they were robbed by people, and they were twice attacked by people. And they also in the attempt to save themselves, they also lost their way. So he says this is how the difficulties now started to come in front of them, and they were feeling that they were being challenged. So, in a way, now you can understand that the word journey or the pilgrimage that these people are undertaking, it refers to the experiences of the life also. So, enterprise is not only a journey to a place, to a holy place, but enterprise also refers to the journey of life. So, it's a metaphor for life, and it refers to one's experiences in life. And the group of people here refers to the people joining you in your journey, and some of people cooperating with you, some of them adding their knowledge and learning to your experience. So the word enterprise is not only referred to the journey to the holy place, but it also refers to our journey of life, and wherein so many people join us, so many people cooperate and support us, and there are then differences of opinion also, where people leave the journey as well. So this is what the word metaphor this is what the word enterprise here refers to. Thank you so much, students, and we will continue the rest of the poem in the next lecture.